Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Let me show you how I created privacy in an overlooked garden and went from this to this. Let's get straight into it. The first thing I realised was that I'm not going to be able to make the whole garden private. I'm stood in the middle of the lawn and we're overlooked by our immediate neighbours. So the first thing I thought about was, where are the usable spaces? Where do I want to sit and not be overlooked? And we've got two main seating areas in this garden, dictated by the position of the sun and the aspect of the garden. So let's have a look at those two spaces individually. So the first space that I'm in is our deck, up in the corner of the garden. Now, when we first moved in, the deck was already here, and it does get the sun for all day, basically. And yeah, when we moved in, we had a local school just through there, neighbours on this side, and then we had neighbours over the back as well. So it was very exposed and very open. And you can see that now, as I sit here, there's pretty much total privacy. And we've created that by moving the planting away from the boundary, which is a very British thing. It's a very traditional way of gardening, is having your lawn in the middle and having plants just around the outside. So what I've done is move the planting back into the garden. So you're creating almost like a room. And you can see by sitting here, we've got tall grasses like Miscanthus giganteus and the Arundodonax. We've got bamboos, the trachea there blocking the view, and then for further coverage, we've got the large eucalyptus trees. Now, these 3 eucalyptus trees are all 2 or 3 years old and were bought in 2-litre pots. They were tiny, so they're fast growing, they're cheap, and they create that sense of privacy immediately, almost. And then from this side, we've got a tall euphorbia, and we've got the banana trees. And you can sit here on a hot day and you could be anywhere. There's no view of surrounding buildings and neighbours. We're totally hidden. Now, this view is from the hammock, and again, I've used tall plants around in strategic positions to create that sense of a jungle tropical hideaway. We've got the tall phormium down there, and all around we could be anywhere. And this part of the garden, when we moved in, had a raised deck here that had a hot tub on it, and it was quite exposed. It does get the evening sun. I mean, you can see we've got our sun loungers here next to my desert bed, and it gets the sun for a few hours in the evening, so it's a good place to come and sit after work. And you can see if I sit down here, again, we're hidden from neighbours' view.
Come with me.
The eucalyptus tree is really doing a good job there to create that sense of privacy. Here's another view from the garden, and again, I've used the plants to hide that view. So in conclusion, my number one tip would be to work out where you want to sit in the garden and create private areas. It doesn't have to be the whole garden. Once you do that, look for cheap plants that are fast growing, tall plants, and bring the planting out from the boundary so you can walk between, through and behind plants. That's it for now. Please consider giving me a subscribe and liking this video, and stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.